certain festivals that have an inbuilt performativity in them. For instance, Holi, there's color, there's movement, there's emotion. There's Navaratri that has automatic moods and changes and a lot of choreography. Now, the kite festival, Uttarayan, is just like that. It may not have the religious significance, but just think about it. A kite flying over boundaries and borders, something that we make ourselves personally and geographically. And we have in Tamil, we have Katadi Parakatam. More like people who make impossible dreams. It's also become a metaphor for that. But to think of a playful moment where kids go onto the terraces and play with a kite and have competition with somebody else's kite. It's so democratic, and it teaches us about justice, skill, dexterity, balance. It's actually like a life coach. So to bring that onto the stage as choreography, as conceptual choreography, I think is a very exciting concept. And Urja Thakur has also tapped into her own personal cultural roots in Gujarat. So this is what I really want to amplify, that we need to dig into our geography and our histories, because then we can make work that speaks with authenticity and with a voice that is both local and universal. Relevance becomes something always repeated. Is the work relevant? Is it not relevant? Is it outdated? Is it retro? But now when you take a work like kite flying that Kattam Katti is based on, it's a festival that happens, every year in January? And it keeps recurring, maybe with new participants. But when we see the energy of an everyday onto the stage, I find that extremely relevant, because as festivals and as citizens, we are engaging with the idea of ritual, practice, faith in a sense, but also a sense of community. And I think that's what dance is. It has to foster a sense of community. To do it with fun, excitement, and enthusiasm, other than the serious God versus demon, evil versus good, so-and-so vanquishes somebody else. This is actually a life lesson, but done through play. I love it. As a curator, I feel Chennai is drenched and oversaturated with one form, Bharatanatyam. So I've always sought through my conferences and festivals to bring a greater diversity of genres and forms for the Chennai audiences. Now, in Britain, Kathak and Bharatanatyam have acquired a typical British accent. And it's really exciting for me to look at a work like Kattam Katti that takes an annual festival of the people and makes it an artistic component as choreography for a stage presentation. I thought it was a lovely way of bringing something light-hearted, but with very serious artistic inputs. And that for me was very interesting as a curator, and that is why I chose to bring Kattam Katti to Chennai. Margazhi in Chennai always brings the bloom of hope. And apart from all the Tamil rituals of early morning rise and Andal's music, let's look at the programming, for instance. There's been an explosion, I can say a flood, a tsunami of more organizations and lots of dancers, but it is so Bharatanatyam concentrated, we still haven't developed a proper audience for the other classical styles. But one of the good things I find is, while there is no serious attention to really quality curation, I like the fact that there are lots of informal breakouts, because there are small salon performances, there are talks, there are conversations between creative people, and there are more book discussions. There is more cross-genre collaboration between movement, physical theatre, dance, spoken word. And I'm seeing this kind of evolution happen in December. Now, while they are still, I would say, in its incubation level, and the main audiences are going for the classical music and the main Sabha dance programs, I'm hopeful that this other parallel stream will evolve and grow its audiences to a sustainable level. But Margazhi means mayhem, madness, lots and lots of food, fun conversations, and showing off your new clothes. Neo-Bharatam was a kind of a process and a vocabulary that I started creating in the mid-1990s. But it's a style which is based on personal diary and the investigation of many other art forms that I have, studied. But the reason I urge everybody to look through a contemporary lens is because in the classical arts, we tend to always look at the past to sort of illuminate the works of dead composers, dead poets. And I really would urge all dance creators to look at voices that are writing today, that are composing today, that are talking with an urgency of whatever it may be. It could be women's rights, personal rights, it could be identity, gender, whatever. But there's so much exciting content. Because look at the lit fests, look at the music fests. They've exploded onto the contemporary scene. Dance is yet to catch up. And I really want to urge all dancers who are watching and listening to me today to really look at contemporary art, listen to contemporary music, look at photography, and come to the realization that, we are living here today in contemporary times. So let's engage with what is here and now also as we embrace and love the compositions we learnt from our gurus.